Well, hello out there in internet land. It is time for eSeniors again. Once again, today, the last race of the season is for the Porsche Cup is today. We are at NURBURGRING in Germany. Yeah. This is the last race of season 10. So I was a bit concerned, but we about participation today, but we have lots. We'll see. Get to that later. Let's go jump straight into the standings. Hang on here. I'll just get set, and there we go. There are the standings for this Porsche Cup season 10. 5 races, short season. So in number 1 place, Mr. Derek Bird with 252 points. And as you can see, it is also 252 points for Mr. Brian Murray. That is thanks to the magnanimous decision. I pronounced that right. I practiced before the podcast a number of times. A magnanimous decision of Derek Bird last week to stop just before the finish line to let Brian finish first so we could have a great fun race today. In third place, Sylvain Dessart unfortunately is not going to be racing today. He is under the weather, some back problems I believe. And in fourth place, Thomas Rainier also because of problems with his screens will not be racing today. So that's unfortunate. Laszlo Nemes is in fifth. Laszlo is not on the lineup. We'll see that in a second. In sixth place is Gabriel Cresbezi. He will jump into some better spot there. He's in sixth place tied with Laszlo, and Gabriel is with us today. So that is the standing. So isn't this going to be an exciting race today with Derek Bird and Brian Murray challenging for the championship for season 10. I see we have 4 people on the stream on YouTube. Somebody say hello. Make sure all the volumes are good. We've got a few minutes until race time. Let me get rid of the standings here so you can look at my wonderful face again. Look at that beautiful. Look at that beautiful Expos hat. My favorite hockey team who does very poorly these days. Yeah. So we are in Germany today. Nürburgring, not to be confused with the upcoming Nordschleife. I hope I pronounced that right for our German friends. But and that is coming to ACC next year, which is very exciting. I've raced it a number of times on other platforms. That's going to be a lot of fun. I believe it's like a 12-minute run around at 83 corners, if my memory is correct. But no, that used to be a F1, the F1 track around Nürburg. Let me just put up Wikipedia there. Get that right. Nürburg is the town. Yes, it is Nürburg. So Nordschleife used to be the F1 race. Now it is the Nürburgring, which was built in 1984, if I have my memory again correct. We'll get to that in a minute. No, we got a couple of minutes left yet. So for one thing I was kind of interested in, Niki Lauda has the only time to ever complete the full Nordschleife in under 7 minutes. 1975 must have been in a F1 car. Let's just see if we can find what the Porsche Cup track record is. If I can find that. No, I did not find that. Yeah, I'll do that in while we get some time. So anyway, let's just jump over to see who is racing today. Let me get that set up for you. There we go. Make sure I get the audio right. There we are. So you should be hearing a little bit of engine sound. Yeah. So there's our racers for today. 8 racers today. No, 7 racers. Jeremy's still in there. Jeremy doesn't race. He just sits to get started with the platform. So yeah. So we got Brian Murray and Derek Bird, of course. Terry Howard, Michelle Benchaya, Christopher Hjort. Steve Young is joining us today, I think for the first time in Porsche Cup. Don't know how much practice he had, so that could be entertaining once he gets to race speed. And last but not least, there on the tower is Gabriel Crispezi. I always say Crispezi for some reason. So yeah, going to be a fun race. Big championship on the line between Brian Murray and the reigning champion, Derek Bird. So I'm pretty sure I've got all the good volumes up there. I'll check on YouTube. No car sound. Oh, I should have some car sound now, shouldn't you? That's Brian Clarkson telling me that. Tell me if the car sound is back. Should have some. It shows on my screen as having car sound.
Green light, go, go, go.
So we should be getting going here with Derek in the... Derek's always out first. There he goes. This is qualification, folks. Oh, no, don't tell me the car sound's not there. Why would the car sound not be there? I have... It's showing on my screen here as being on, so that's very unusual. Let's see what the properties are. Just hang on. It says that that's there. Oh, it's there in this car. Okay, so finally, Aaron. Yeah. Okay, so you got some car sounds now. Finally, just put me up a note there that we got car sound. All right, so there's Derek's car. It must have been just some little issue there for a second or two. So Derek is out there first as usual in his out lap. So this should be a very exciting because Derek and Brian are been neck and neck for a whole setup there. So the whole of the racing that they've been together. Let's just quickly put back the standings back up there for 1 second. I wanted to take a look at that. They've been trading first and second all year. I was wanting to see if Brian had all 4 races in, and he does. So yeah, this is gonna be fun as usual. There we go. And is Derek new? He's not quite finished here. So this Nürburgring should be a fun. Okay, I'll go in the car. We can hear that level, no problem. Should be pretty loud, actually. There's the inside level, Aaron. As you know, I love to have that inside sound. How do you like that for Porsche sound engine? So there goes Derek. Maybe we'll just follow him in cab for his first lap. Might be a little loud. That sounds great. Thank you, Aaron. It's always nice to have some feedback online from the guys watching. So yeah, Nürburgring, fun track. Should be fun for the Porsche Cup. Lots of exciting corners. Here's the first one that you have to be very careful on the throttle there, because you want to get a good exit here because you got a little mini straight. And then this is a pretty high speed corner. Good spot to pass. This one is not that big a corner, so you got to just get there and get on the throttle as fast as you can, and away you go down another long little straight. Derek likes to put in a first lap. Now this corner is very tight. You have to be patient, and now, all right, there you go on the throttle. And so there's going to be some impatient guys on that corner, and I suspect we'll have a couple of little spin-offs there. And Derek's just working that wheel. So he's going to set the standard here with this lap. And here's the all-important corner to the very long straight. Be patient on the corner, but get on that throttle as hard as possible because this is a long straight. I haven't driven this track in the Porsche Cup myself, but I've been practicing obviously in the GT3 car. Here we go on the last little chicane before the last corner. You can take this corner fairly quickly. He's got a great high-speed exit right about here. There he goes. And let's see what he puts up here for a time. Mr. Derek Bird, our reigning champion. And there he goes, 158.3. That's actually pretty good. I was watching some of those. Let's see where Mr. Young is. Or Murray, I should say. Where is he on his lap? He is just coming out. He's not put up a time yet. No, he's just had his out lap. So this will be his first lap. He's coming around the last few corners. Here we go, Brian. And I know I've got Gabrielle has a beautiful livery. We'll show you that in a minute. So this is the time to watch here. He is coming around. Chicane should be coming up right here. This is the long straight. Here comes the chicane, I believe. That's how he does it. Yeah, hits that curb nicely. Bounced up a little bit, but kept control. Last corner. Last corner. Here comes the second place guy in the standings. What is he going to put up for a time, Mr. Murray? Whoa, takes pole by 0.5 seconds. Okay, so we've got ourselves a qualification here now. Bird is up 0.2 on his lap, but let's follow some other guys. Let's just show you Gabrielle's beautiful livery here. He was upset last week that we didn't get to show it. Here it is, his livery, the Rust Ease. I have a feeling he does. I'm trying to remember if he does his own. That is, I believe, a Cars, the Disney Cars type of copy kind of thing. Let me see his. Where is the chase? I'm looking for the rear wing because he's got something on that rear wing. Yeah, there it is. The Cars logos from Disney. Hope he doesn't get into trouble for having those out on the internet. Copyright infringement or something like that. So there we go. So last lap for Derek improved a little bit. He was up on his time. Krister's got a good lap going, up 0.7. Let's put Krister on the line here. Excuse me. He's coming in the last corner. As we know with these Cup cars, there's usually two different groups. The top two guys are way out in front of everybody else. But then there's a race for third for sure, usually. And Krister put up a great time there. Although Terry is trying to improve his. He's up 0.8. There he goes. Terry goes into third place there with that lap. And Mr. Benchaya, where is he in his lap? Just starting, improving his time quite a bit, but he didn't have a very good first one. And there's Krister is off. I've got a new little button here. Let's see what happened to Krister here. It's a little bit of a replay here for a second. There, he just spun out. He won't be the last spin that we have. We've got a little 10-second button here for replays to catch any yellow flags. Let me just give me 1 second here to set up my replay button. There we go. All right, so how is it going here? So Derek is only 0.2, quarter of a second back from Brian. Brian has got another good lap going. Terry Howard is improving on his. Let's just jump on that guy with his. He also has a nice livery. I love looking at that one. Hey guys, we've got 5 people watching on the internet, on YouTube. See if there's anybody watching on Twitch this week. Doesn't look like it. All right, go back to YouTube. There we go. Look at that. Brian is improving on his time. Let's see where he is on his lap. He's halfway through. Derek's improving a little bit. Oh, that time has changed. Derek's now only a 1/10 of a second behind, so they're still battling it out there. Still battling it out. We'll watch Derek since he's in second place. Let's just go to Helicam, see what kind of view is. I gotta practice the camera angles to see which ones are the best. So Derek is improving by a 1/10 of a second. And flirting with 2/10 of a second there. So that it could be a podium. Where is he on his lap? He's about halfway through. Here comes the big, long, wide hairpin. It's a hairpin, but not folded over on itself very much. Just got to hang tough and wait for it hitting that throttle. Ooh, Crispesi's off. I won't jump there. Go, look at this. Derek's got... Oh, Murray put up a better time. 1:57.56. We missed that. So I stuck on Derek here now. Derek needs 0.4 of a second. Wow. Brian is really tearing it up here. But as we know, that qualification pace and race pace is something different. Because, ooh, look at this. Steve Young's got a 4-second lead. He's got a great lap in here. Don't know if he went into the pits and made some changes. But look at that. 0.4 of a second. He's only 4.9 off the podium. Whew. So Steve was just on before the race there saying he just jumped on, has hardly had any practice. But we know Steve is a masterful driver. He's even got a Porsche Cup livery there with Sky 194. So he is going to jump onto podium with this. Where is he? He's coming over the line right now. He is going to jump maybe into second place. Ooh, very close. No, not very close. Oh, that might not have been a valid lap. See, his name's in red there. Does that mean he didn't have a valid lap? But he put him in third place, so that should be a valid lap. Look at that. He is just hot. Very nice. Nicely done, Steve. That shows you, if you're a driver, you can drive anything, including riding on lawnmower. Steve's improving again on his lap, so every lap he's getting better and better. That might be 3 people challenging the podium today. The front peloton. The guys down lower are not that far off the pace, a second or so. So that is going to be a factor because, as you know, Porsche Cup, anything can happen in Porsche Cup. Spinouts. So how are we doing for podium here? Derek does not have a good lap going. We have got, how much time have we got left in qualification? Why can't I find that right now? Why can't I find that? Oh, there it is. I'm looking in the wrong place. It's right on top of the tower. 3 minutes left, so probably 2 more laps for most of these guys. So who am I following here? Let's follow Derek. Because that red, when that's red on the time gap there, oh no, red means he's behind, but I'm trying to remember what it shows for on that timing tower for somebody who doesn't have a valid lap going. Maybe somebody on the stream can tell me. What do you think it's showing for that? Crispesi is in 4th place. And he is followed by Terry, who's not that far behind. Nobody's improving on their times. Brian's in the pits, sitting there waiting. There goes Crispesi's off on a... let's just take a quick peek, see what happened to him. This is a replay. Ooh, just a waggle and got off for a second. Not too much. And Terry Howard passed him there in when he had that problem. Let's go back onto Derek here. Where is Derek in his lap? Just starting a lap. Steve Young's got a bit better lap going, but that's not going to get him second place. He is 7/10 behind. A few people going into the pits now. Murray is taking a rest, maybe a smoke break to calm his nerves before the big race. This is for all the banana. He is trying to unseat Derek Bird, who is our reigning champion. Oh, Derek went off there. Well, now we'll see whether or not it's a valid lap. So, yeah, that shows white, I think, now on the gap. So that shows that that's not a valid lap anymore. He's not ahead or behind, green or red. So let's just jump onto Steve Young for a second here. There is Steve. He's got a better lap going. Just watch how he's doing. He is coming up to the final few corners, final third of the track. He's got his familiar green and white livery with Sky 194 as his moniker. I don't know where that 194 comes from. I think he explained it once before, but I've forgotten now. But he is a regular in eSeniors. So going back, eSeniors is a club of over 50-year-old sim racers. We have league races all week. just starting a new season. If you're listening, probably not listening for the first time, but Mr. Brian Clarkson, I don't believe I remember that name. I think you've been around before. Anyway, it's time. It can be time to join one of our league race in SIMGRID, or just race with us at noon North American Eastern Time, anytime you like. We are a group of great, fun drivers, very friendly, extremely fun drivers. Steve's got a good lap going. This will be his last lap. Brian's got a 0.1 lead over, or sorry, Derek's got a 0.1 lead. He only needs a quarter of a second, whereas he's not quite halfway through here. So we're going to follow with him. Let's follow in his cockpit. I'll quit talking here and get back to the racing. Let's just watch how he does. He's just flat on his best time there now. Steve Young also improving. Time has expired in quali. Derek's still improving. He's going to push really hard here. I just know it. He wants that pole position badly. Here comes the all-important corner. What's it called? Warsteiner. Get ready for the long straight. Lost a tiny bit there. So I don't know that he's going to make it. I don't think you can pull it out in the last few corners. He's going to risk it right here, I think. He's got a green on there, so it'll improve slightly, but not going to be enough. So I think we have our podium now. There we go. Nice try, Derek, but just didn't make it. Well, you're on the front row. That's always the way where you want to be. So there is our podium, folks. There is our podium. Just going to get rid of that. If I can see what that looks like. Got a couple of things on the same time here. If I get rid of... can I get rid of that? Don't think I can. Just hang on for 1 second with me here. Trying to get rid of one of the... No. I think it just stopped. Okay, so anyway, let me go back to my beautiful face here. There we are. I'm back. You have to watch me get set up for the race, however. Yep, so there we go. That is our podium. I can see it over on my screen here. So our race lineup is going to be Brian Murphy in pole position. Derek Bird in second on the front row. Steve Young in third. Way to go, Steve. Second row. Followed by Gabriel Crispezi. And fifth, I think Krister just pulled out a little, his last lap pulled out fifth place from Terry. Terry's in sixth, and Michel Benchaya in seventh place. So 7 racers today. That's not bad. That's not bad. I like that. So I am just going to wait here until the server resets. But let me go back to interesting information on Nürburgring. Yeah, but everybody, a lot of people are, and I am too, very excited about getting Nordschleife next year in the ACC. Fun track. I've raced it lots of times. It's shocking how, even though you get 83 different corners, you remember them. And am I got set up here? Yeah, looks like I am a go for the screen. Oh, I talk this way. I don't talk this way normally. My wife Colleen calls this my radio voice, but you guys are used to it. You don't know what I sound like otherwise. Get my mouse back. Maybe I can do a track walk here. Let's go back to the track. And let's do, I'll get my one thing up here on the screen in terms of the position delta. And race gaps. There we go. That's set up nicely. We got a pit stop, 40-minute race today with 1 pit stop. Let's get the pit stop set up too, so you can see who's had a pit stop or not. And then we'll get to our grid, starting grid. Where's the pit stops here? Hang on for 1 second. There we go, mandatory pit stop. So 1 mandatory pit stop. I can hear engine noises, so we're getting ready for the last race of season 10 now with a tie for the standings for the championship. Isn't this exciting? I know you're excited because we have 6 people watching on the stream. Announce yourselves. I know we got Brian Clarkson, we got Aaron Shannon. Who else is out there listening? Just get a chat going. And people are starting off. Let's get a good camera angle and do our starting grid. Here we go. First is Mr. Brian Murray from Northern Ireland. Second from the UK, England, is Derek Bird in the flamethrower Porsche Cup car. Third, very exciting, is Mr. Steve Young, who is joining, I think, for the first time in Porsche Cup this season. I don't know how much Porsche Cup racing he's doing, but he's here today. And the new wonderful livery for Gabriele Cripesi from Italy. Fifth, Christer Hjort in the H&M livery. Terry Howard in my favorite flag-assed Porsche Cup. Last but not least, Mr. Michel Benchaya from Canada in his green number 4. So there we go. We've got a long way to go yet. So let me take advantage for talking about our wonderful sponsors for... you go to the Helicam here. Wonderful sponsors for eSeniors, Sim3D, fine makers of racing sim equipment. So give their website a check. Sim3D. Castle and Cauldron, Mr. Stephen Buckley and his wife making fine event paraphernalia and magic wands. We got a long way to go yet before that, so I don't have to rush. Syndeo, Montreal-based or Quebec-based voice over internet and other communication services company. Thank you very much for your sponsorship over the years for eSeniors to keep this going. And it is a free-to-join club. I did not make my usual announcement. Remember, sim racing is a sport. And so that makes us all athletes. 50-year-old and over athletes in the eSeniors Sim Racing GT3 Championship, World Championship actually is what we are called. Give us a search on YouTube, on Facebook or FaceTime, etc. and you can join us anytime you like. We are a wonderful group of guys, very supportive. If you're just getting into sim racing, great place to learn, and absolutely join us at any time. We are getting ready for the start of the final season, or final race of season 10. And again, the championship is on the line today between these two guys you're looking at right now. Mr. Brian Murray, pride of Northern Ireland, and Mr. Derek Bird, the expert Porsche Cup driver, being challenged this year by Mr. Murray. So I'm hoping Derek retains his championship quality or title for this year, because that'll we may not have Porsche Cup next year. Not enough participation. Here we go. We're getting ready to start. And green flag, green flag, green flag. There we go. So Derek Murray's maintaining his lead into the first corner, it looks like. Derek's not going to challenge that. Everybody looks pretty good. Being very careful with this first corner. It's a sharp, sharp right-hander. So Derek's kept his lead. Sky is being challenged slightly by Gabrielle. And that did not happen. Let's just go into TV mode here. And Terry Howard's pretty much on the tail. Let's just take a look at where Derek is with respect to the lead. Brian is up there. So there, we had one pass. There we go. Terry got past Michelle Benchaya. Let's go back to Helicam. Go through everything here. So they got a quite nice spacing there for the first lap. No incidents. Great job, guys. The last, this is the... Where is Terry? Where is Michelle? Oh, we've had a spin already. What happened there? This is the replay. That is Michelle Benchaya. Got a little spin, unfortunately. Sorry about that, Michelle. He's in the pits already. All right, so Steve is maintaining pace with Derek for now. And what is happening with the lead here? Oh, we have got a 1.3 second lead here, Mr. Murray, on Derek Bird, but that will not hold, I would bet. Steve Young is hanging with Derek here. Nice job. He was not that far behind in qualification, so he's doing a great job there. And Gabrielle's losing touch a little bit with the leaders. Be interesting to see if Steve can hang in there. What do you guys think on the net? What's Steve's... Get a prediction here whether Steve's going to be able to keep it on the track. He just said it. He does not have a lot of practice with the Porsche Cup on this track anyway. Whether he has Porsche Cup in general, I don't know. So we've lost a racer. Who was it? That my memory is so bad. I already forgot who had our problem there. Oh well. He disconnected. So we're on with Kurt. Let's just see if Derek is hanging in there. See, Derek's coming back. His tires are coming back. He's only a second behind now. He was a little bit more than that a minute ago. So it looks like the tires are coming back in. There is our podium on the screen right there. Whoa, the chat's gone quiet. Come on now. There's 8 of you watching. Say something. Make me think I'm talking to some people at least. Got more watching than we got driving. Don't forget, tomorrow is the GT3 Championship last race. Didn't take quite a look at the standings. I'm not sure if anybody's got anything locked up just yet. But do remember to stay with us at the end of the race. We are going to be making the reveal for some of the tracks. We've picked a few of the tracks to make the season, but I believe half at least the tracks are up for grabs in a random selection for the other tracks in season number 11. Can you believe it? 11 seasons already for eSeniors. Sounds great. So we're going to take a short break for Christmas, but it'll be starting up in January again for season 11. So Brian Murray is pulling away a little bit. Ooh, Steve's just trying to... He almost ran into Derek there. So he has given Derek a run for his money. Let us just jump into the cockpit with Steve here to see how hard he's working. Well, Derek's under a little bit of pressure here. He is not used to that from behind in third place. Let's see if Steve is going to be able to keep this going for the whole 40 minutes. Because as you know, this Porsche Cup takes a lot out of you. You have to concentrate very, very hard. It is on your throttle. Here is a corner, for example. You got to be very careful. Look at that. See what I mean? Look at that. He hit that throttle a little bit hard and had to correct. Yeah, Brian, you're rooting for Derek also. I believe you're a fellow UK fellow. Man. Yeah, I'm rooting for Derek also. I love Brian. Brian's my fellow announcer sometimes, but Derek's such a gentleman, and that was a classic move last week by letting Brian pass him so we could have some excitement here today. Oh, Steve's working awfully hard to stay in touch with Derek. let's just jump on board with Derek, see if he's working as hard as you said, Brian. He's got a great style. Just watch how smooth he is in the cockpit. Murray's pulling away slightly here. Look at how smooth he is there. And now let's see here if... Look at that. Nice. Nicely done. But yeah, Murray's pulling away here, 2.1. Let's take a look at Murray, see how hard he's working. Great job. And Steve Young is still following. Just take a quick couple of corners here to see how hard Murray's working. 2-second lead here on Derek. That's going to be hard. Oh, Derek, Steve is coming up really close. He's late braking on Derek, I think. So let's just go to TV here. I'm not listening to the cockpit sound in my ears. Drives me crazy. So the gaps further back, as usual. We've opened up a little bit of a gap between the two groups. Terry Howard staying there with Gabrielle. Krister, I'm not sure if Krister had a problem. He's 8 seconds behind. I'm not sure what's going on there. If he had a yellow flag, we missed it. But this is a bit of, this is our, as usual with Porsche Cup, there's always somebody racing somebody. And Sky Young is racing with Derek. That may be having an effect on Derek being having to be a little bit defensive to keep Steve Young behind him. Brian is opening up a lead, but as we know, things can change so fast, so fast. We are approaching 8 minutes into the race. We've got a pit stop. That's always something that seems to level things out. Hopefully all these guys have practiced their pit stops. There's Steve just really in on Derek's back end. So Steve's doing a great job with this Porsche Cup for not having practiced too much. It's a good thing. Nice that he joined. He joined basically at the last minute of qualifying there. I don't even know if he had great tire pressure practice. So, but he's doing a great job here. He's staying with the resident champion, Derek. And I don't know how much we'll have to ask Derek later. Whether he was hampered in terms of his driving style and felt that that was affecting his lap times. But because Steve is definitely right on his tail. Let's just take a quick peek in Derek's cockpit to see what it looks like from his rear view mirror. Oh, we can't quite see his rear view mirror there. All right, let's get out of that. And let's go to Helicam for a bit. Tone down this race volume just slightly there. So yeah, we got a race going here. We got a race going for second place. Ooh, Derek's made up some time. It looks like Murray might have had some issues. Did he have a yellow flag? Did he have a yellow? Hold on here. I'm just going to sneak to the last. No, did not have a yellow flag. But definitely Murray had an issue. I'm going to go on Murray here. I'm going to go back 60 seconds. How do I go back 60 seconds? I'm going to go back a whole minute. Sorry, guys. And just to see if there was a problem there. So we're going to go back a whole minute here. Let's just watch Derek to see if he had trouble, because he lost a tenth of a whole second there almost. This is all replay mode. I don't think we caught it because he looks like those guys are another 10 or 15 seconds. He hit the curb there slightly. Looks like those guys, I don't think we caught it. So sorry about that, folks. Another 5 seconds. Oh, there you go. They just caught up. So he just had a few bad little corners, I think. Now we're back to live mode here. So yeah, there's some very active racing going now. So maybe Murray's tires are finally, or Derek's tires are finally coming in. But Steve is able to keep up with Derek, so I'm not sure. Geez, a lot of pressure by Steve Young on Derek. But Derek, as we know, the master of the Porsche Cup, he is not going to make too many mistakes, and he's not going to be that harassed by a guy from behind. Difficult place to pass here, especially in the Porsche Cup, unless the guy ahead of you makes a mistake. And guess what? Mr. Derek Bird does not make very many mistakes. No, he does not. Terry Howard, just jump into the back for 1 second. Let's just go through this last corner. Give Terry some love. Because Terry is not far behind Gabriel. Just jump in his cockpit to see what he sees. There he sees Gabriel ahead of him. So we're not going to spend too much time there since Steve is still hot on the tail of Mr. Derek Bird. Let's just watch here where Derek is, or where Steve is catching up to Derek. Right there, he closed the gap a little bit. Closed the gap a little bit more there. This looks like Steve's got a bit better braking than Derek, and catches up on those corners on the brake side. So one of these times, I think he's going to take a crack at him in a corner. Derek went just slightly wider there, but no problems. He just makes up the gap on the braking points. What do you guys think? Do you think Steve is going to be able to pass the resident champion sometime in the race here? They're both catching up a little bit to Brian. We are 13 minutes into the race. A ways yet before anybody has to pit. Now, Derek sometimes puts a lot of fuel in his car so that he can choose when he pits, so they can stay out there longer. Now, maybe Steve's taking a different tactic and put a little bit less fuel. Oh, Derek went off slightly there. Oh, something's going to happen here. Let's go to Helicam. Yes, sir. Steve's going to pass him right here. Derek made a slight mistake. Let's go back 30 seconds and watch that once again. That's a long... I went quite far back here. I'm going to choose... I'll choose Derek. And just watch. He hits the curb in the chicane right there. Takes a bounce. Now he's just hanging on for dear life because we're going to speed. And that's where Steve Young passes him. So a slight mistake. It was almost an announcer's curse there by me saying he never makes mistakes. But now we're back in the saddle here live. Now Derek's going to have to try to catch up. Steve has some great pace. So we'll have to watch this. He's 2.3 seconds behind the leader. Let's see if he catches up with Brian. Oh, we had a slight slide there. So now the shoe's on the other foot. He is now the prey to Derek, who is the chasee. Let's just see what Derek can do. And we're going to see now if really Sky did have better pace than Derek. Derek's 0.8 behind. 7 people watching on the stream now. Say hello. There's still not much going on chat-wise on the stream. Now let's just see if Steve can pull away from Derek a little bit. Just a slight mistake by Derek. Hit the curb, bounced on the beginning of that chicane, and had to go a little bit wide on the exit of the chicane, and then lost time. And Steve Young was right behind him, was able to take advantage of that. Steve is maintaining pace with, let's just see what his last lap was. Brian Murray has the fastest time at 1:57.7. Great time there. Quite a bit quite a bit faster than anybody else's best lap. And Steve is, for his last lap, was 2/10 behind Brian Murray's time. But he is pulling out all the stops to try to stay ahead of Derek Bird. Steve is currently 2 seconds behind. He's made up 2/10 of a second. Let's just see what his last lap. He's just coming over the finish line here. So his last lap was 2.5829, and Brian's last lap was 58.4. So yes, he is catching up slightly to Mr. Murray. Derek's last lap was 1:59.1. So Derek is fading slightly, but there's a lot of race left. A lot of race left, folks. Where are we going with on the other side here? I'm going to put up last laps here for you guys so you can follow along here too. Let me find up what I can put up here instead of deltas. I can put up last. Don't know if I have last lap just as a selection here. Current lap. How about we do current laps and you guys can see there's the current lap time. So is that a predicted lap? Yes, what you're seeing up there now is a predicted lap. So you can see that Steve has got a better lap going there than Brian. Well, that's actually a pretty good statistic, isn't it? Yeah, Brian, you think Steve has got a lighter fuel loading, huh? Yeah, Derek is famous for running running long on his first pit stop. So that might be his strategy today. Since he and Brian usually are just neck and neck the whole time. Something's happened here. Maybe this is not Derek's favorite track. That could be it. All right, so Brian still had a blistering best lap, 1:57.78. Oh, Derek's had a problem. Oh, he's in the pits early. Whoa, that's different. He is in the pits early. This could be an issue of he does not like his tire pressures. So he's going in early to see if he can get a better tire grip. That is a little unusual for Brian going in there first. For Derek, I mean. So that is going to be interesting. Now let's see how everybody else responds. I am going to put up something different for the lap now that we've got so we'll put up the stop times here for pit stop times. Looks like Krister's been in once already. He has actually pitted for his pitted. All right, let's just see now if people respond. Derek is now on his out lap. Steve is making inroads into Brian Murray. He's only 1.8 seconds behind. What you're seeing there is the gaps, that last column. Maybe I'll switch these two things around here. I'll put gaps there and I'll put stop time there. How's that sound? That's a little bit better. So I'm going to go on with Brian. He is approaching the pit stop entrance. Let's just see if he goes in. Let's see if he goes in. No, he does not go in. Does Steve go in? No, Steve doesn't go in either. All right. So this is definitely going to be something to watch where they all come out after their pit stops, because Derek took a dramatic earlier pit stop than the other guys, probably about 2 minutes earlier than halfway through the race. So if he is quick on his little joystick, he could have made some adjustments to his tire pressures. Oh, looks like Gabrielle and Terry Howard are in the pits. There's Gabrielle. There is Terry behind him. Ooh, so these guys are battling it out. So pit stop's going to be crucial here. Let's just keep an eye on those two for when they come out. See who comes out first. Taking a peek here. Steve continues to lap faster than Brian. His last lap was 58.2, whereas Brian's was 58.36. And he is got 1.8 seconds behind, so he's just creeping up on Brian Murray. Let's take a quick peek here to see if anybody... Oh, there goes Gabriel. He's going to maintain his lead over Terry in terms of the stop. And Terry is out also. So actually, Gabriel, if you notice there, had a faster stop than Terry did. He gained a whole second, 0.3 on him. So there we go. Quick stops too, compared to Derek. Derek had a 65.1. All right, let's get on board with Steve here. Steve is a second and a half behind Murray. And remember Murray, I'm going to go into Steve's cockpit here. Oh, there they go. They're both going into the pits. There's going to be some excitement. I love pit stop strategies. So Derek, Brian, I should say, went in and Steve matched him there. Good job jumping into the corner. Wonder how. So we're going to watch that for sure. But we're going to have to watch Derek to see where he is. He's got halfway down. And is there a small gap between him and Gabriel? No, 3 seconds. I don't know if Derek is struggling or what. All right, there is the pit stops. They are now stopped on the pit lane. Now let's remember that Derek was about a second behind. Are they moving yet? No, they're not. Let's go on board with Steve here. No, not Steve. We'll go on board with Murray. And we'll go pit lane here. Pit lane view. And Brian was in first, obviously, because he was in first. There he goes. He's moving. He has maintained the lead. 62 point. Oh, very close. Very close. 62.6, 62.9. Very quick pit stops. So Steve is going to maintain, or Derek, Brian, I should say, getting all over the place here. Derek is going to maintain his 1 point plus second lead over Steve. Believe when they went in there it was 1.5. Steve's now 1.3, and Derek is 7.4 seconds behind. Wow, 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 wow. What a difference. I have to talk to Derek to see what his issues were on the Nürburgring, because he's not able to maintain pace with the lead here. So luckily, we've got Steve Young, who is pushing Brian to no end here. And back in the pack, looks like Gabriel was able to pull out his lead a little bit on Terry. Look at the pit stop times there. Gabriel was a second and a half almost faster on his pit stop. All right, well, with 15 minutes left in the race, we have got a race going here. So Mr. Murray, if he can maintain his lead over Derek, and all he has to do now really is keep lapping at his pace, and he will be our champion for season 10. We've got 9 watching on the stream. Not very chatty boys there on the stream with 9 people watching. Say hello, even if you just say hello to see who you are. Not a very chatty chat line today. So Brian is under pressure. Let's see what their first laps are. Where are we in the lap? Well, we're just starting it. That was an out lap basically for both of them. Derek is 7.9 seconds behind Steve Young. Let's just see if he's going to be able to cut that gap at all. It's going to take a mistake by somebody for Derek to get back in it. I am going to put in live. Where's our live? Current lap live. There we go. So that is a current to lap second. But I think what happens after they do their first lap, after a pit stop, it reestablishes its prediction. So after the first lap, probably we're going to see some predicted lap times there. So Murray is able to keep that 1 point plus second gap between him and Steve. Steve's best lap time was 1:58.1, basically about the same time as Derek's best lap, but Brian Murray put in a blistering 1:57.78 for his best lap time. That's why he has that extra point going right now with best lap time, fastest lap. And we should be completing our first laps right here. And Brian, see, once again, Steve just outbrakes Brian on that last corner and gained a third of a second. So Steve's masterful with that Porsche Cup and his braking points. Hello, Johan. Enrique Ferreira. Oh, yeah, Enrique. Welcome to the stream from Brazil. Are you going to be racing on Saturday? In the last lap of the last race of the season, Enrique. Yeah, Steve's got to get a little closer than 1 second to be putting pressure on Brian. Okay, there we go. Last laps were... Oh, interesting. Look who's got the best lap of the race right now. Mr. Steve Young put in a 1:57.782. That was probably 1,000th of a second better than Brian's. My screen here, it changed Brian's time. I'm pretty sure Brian's time was 1:57.78, if you remember what I said a minute ago. Right now it's showing me 1:57.9 as Brian's best lap, but I don't think that was really the best lap. So look at that. He's starting to put pressure on now. So Aaron, you're right. He does have to put get a little bit closer. So now we're pretty close to under a second. That is definitely going to put pressure on Steve, on Brian, I should say. Steve's going to be putting pressure on Brian. And they're opening the gap to Derek. Derek is 9 seconds back. There's something wrong with Derek today. We'll find out in the podium interview later. But we definitely have a race here. Looks like Steve's shortened that gap once again. Doesn't show on the screen right there. But I can't believe that for a second it flashed 0.7. So did we get, yeah, we've gotten a new lap time there. And that current lap live does not show best laps, does it? That last lap was back to Steve again, 1:57.56, whereas Brian's was 5:7.81. So Steve is definitely looks like something happened to Steve there. The gap opened up again. But yeah, he's closed it up. Do you guys agree with me that it looks like Steve's got just a little bit later braking points than everybody else in the field? You saw it when he was racing Derek. And now the same thing is happening with Brian. I think that's where he's making up his advantage. But you can bet with 10 minutes left in the race that Brian is just sweating. He opened up a little bit of a lead there somehow. Gained 0.2 of a second. Let's see if he's going to be pulling it out. They're about 3 laps since the pit stops. So maybe the tires are coming back in here now for Brian. Or he's just saying enough's enough. I got to put the pedal to the metal to get the championship crown today. We're coming up on another lap time here, so we'll see whether Brian pulled out a good lap here. His last lap was 157.8. Let's just see what he's going to put up now. Yes, put up a 157.59, whereas Steve's was 157.8. So Murray is definitely saying enough's enough. I want that crown. I want that crown. You think Derek is struggling? Let's go into the cockpits for a little while here. Let's just see if he's struggling or not. He seems to have put out a great lap there last time. That last lap was pretty close to the fastest lap of the race. Steve Young's fastest lap is 57.56. That last lap by Brian was 57.59. 3/100ths of a second off the best lap. So no, he is not fading. He is not fading at all. As a matter of fact, look at that. He's pulled out a 1 second lead. Did something happen to Steve here? Oh, I'm going to go back 30 seconds in a replay mode just to see. Let's see what happened to Steve. We're in replay because he lost quite a bit there. Let's just see what happened. Anything we can see? Went a little wide there. Hit the curb. Oh, slid slightly, I think, right there. Not a big mistake. Just enough, I think, to give Murray a bit of an advantage there. That's just a little bit of a move. Does not take much, does it? So now Murray's got a little bit of breathing room at 1.8. Look at that. I'm glad I caught that. Since we got nobody else really challenging each other. Excuse me. We can follow really carefully here. Let's see now. We're going back in the cockpits again. Let's see who's struggling cockpit-wise. Steve knows only 7 minutes left in the race now. So he's going to have to push to make up that half second. Let's just follow him for a few corners to see if he's, his steering inputs show that he's just pushing hard. Nice smooth there. Nice and smooth there. Let's just see what happens here. Nice and smooth there. Here's an important corner. Beautifully done. A little bit of a saw off there, but not much. All right, let's just jump on board now with Brian and see how hard he's working. This is an important corner also. You got to hang on into the throttle. Very smooth there. And this high-speed chicane. Just hold on there. Nicely done. Let's just go through these sharper corners here to see how hard he's pushing. Still maintaining a 1.5 seconds, so he's got a little bit of breathing room there. An all-important exit on Warsteiner for the long straight. Watch the gap there to see if Steve had a better exit. No, he didn't. Maintaining the same pace. So Steve does not look rattled. Does not look rattled. He's just nice and smooth through all these corners. How about Steve? Steve working hard. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a slip there. Woo! 2 second lead. He did not have a great exit. All right. So now Brian is just powering through. Steve's probably going to start taking a few chances because he knows. Excuse me, didn't bring something to drink. Throat's cracking up here from the excitement. Yes, look at this. Oh, Steve's tires might be going a little there. He's lost another 0.5 second. He's pushing so hard. All right, let's just go down the ladder here. I'm going to give some people some love. There is our leader, Mr. Steve Young. He's pulled out 2.8 seconds ahead of second place, Mr. Steve Young, Sky 994 has his handle. And our former champion, because it looks like there's going to be a new reign here today in Porsche Cup with Derek Bird in third place, quite a ways behind. Gabriel Crepesi is in fourth place. There is his livery. He was very upset that we didn't have his livery last week, but we got it in there today. Ooh, he went off. Ooh, a little bit of an announcer's curse, but he's got a big lead over Terry Howard. There he is. And Krister is right on his tail, Terry's tail. And you got to know that Krister wants to pass at least one person today. So we'll have to watch that one. Back to top. Steve caught up a little bit. He was 2.5 seconds behind. Let's just see what he looks at. He's looking at here. And he's looking at the back end of Brian Murray with 3 minutes left. That's about 2 to 3 laps to go. Brian can taste it. He can taste that beer out of his championship cup on the GT3 or eSeniors GT3 Porsche Cup Championship. He will be thrilled. I just know he'll be thrilled. Both him and Derek just love the Porsche Cup car. And I'm sad to say, because of participation, we will not be having an official Porsche Cup race next year. Maybe we can have an unofficial race weekly. Anybody wants to do that? I'm sure we can arrange something. What is happening with lap times here? Well, Brian just put in a 158 flat, basically. And I am going to put in position deltas just so you can see how things changed here during the race. Krister is still... Let's just take a quick peek at Krister here. Krister still wants to make something happen here, get himself out of last place, but there's no shame in that Porsche Cup race. If you can stay on the track, you have made yourself known. Yes, Mr. Murray, Johan, Mr. Murray is very calm here today. He knows he has got a stranglehold on that championship cup. He's got one hand on it, waiting for the second one to go on so he can raise his cup over his head, Stanley Cup style, and be crowned season 11 Porsche Cup Championship. We are 1.5 minutes left to go in the race, and here we are with Mr. Murray coming around for the next lap. Not sure this will... The leader is on final lap. You heard it just as much as I did. Way to go. I think you guys heard that anyway. Last lap. We are going to follow Mr. Murray through his last lap. The champion of season 11. Great job, Brian. You have had an excellent season. Trading paint with Derek Bird the whole way. Swapping first and seconds for every race. So there you go. Well deserved, well deserved, well deserved. We'll follow you through your last lap. I'm sure you're going to give us a wave going through the start finish line. Beautiful job. Let's just go through him all the way around. Dunlop. Michael Schumacher corner. The great Michael Schumacher, so tragic that in his final years he had that skiing accident. Whoop, there we go. What corner is this? Warsteiner curve. Coming close to the last few corners, Brian Murray from Northern Ireland. Once again, our Porsche Cup champion for season 10, 2023. And here he goes. Let's just catch him going over the start-finish line. Way to go, Brian. There he goes with his championship flash. Thank you very much for a wonderful season. And Steve Young, what a great race you had. And in third place, our heartthrob, Derek Bird, did not have his usual race today. We'll find out why in a minute. There he goes across the finish line. Gabriele Cripesi from Italy. And Terry is quite a ways back, but Terry's in fifth and Krister is in fourth. All right, let me get our guys on the podium here. Let's get a little interview going. I didn't have time to put. I'll drag Brian in. I'll drag Derek Bird in. We don't have Steve. I'm going to drag Krister in. Krister.
I couldn't get the fastest lap as usual.
hold on. Krister, can you hear me?
Never gonna get it fastest.
Krister, yeah, you're on the interview also. You can help me with the final interview. Well, let's hold on here. See if Steve is going to jump in.
592. What did he have?
All right, so guys, this is my interview. Yes, this is my. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm on mute, so that's why they can't hear me. Hi, guys. Sorry, I was on mute for a second there. I was trying to get control of the interview, and I'm yelling at you, and you guys can't even hear me. Oh, well, that's fine. Krister, can you hear me? Krister?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I wanted you to get in here to the interview. So, Steve doesn't look like he's going to join us. Anyway, good. Derek, what happened today?
I just didn't have it today.
It looked like you struggled. Didn't really struggle. You struggled with pace more than anything else.
Yeah, no, I've done something to me, but I'm struggling with the braking, but I'm not thinking of any different. I'm not using that excuse. I think Brian was fast today. Having watched his times during the week, I don't think I could have matched him anyway. So
yes.
Yeah, I was struggling a bit, but I'll give it a go.
Wow, great season you both had. Well, champion Brian Murphy, World champion of possibly the last Porsche Cup, the last Porsche Cup season we might have. And Brian, how many Porsche Cups have you won? All of them?
Three, but Derek gave me the last one, so only 2.
No, I meant Porsche Cup seasons. Brian, have you won them all?
That's the first.
I know it's the first for you, Brian, but Derek, have you ever lost a Porsche Cup? Derek?
Yeah. I don't know. How many have we done? 6 or 7?
Yeah.
I won 4.
Oh, nice. No, you're definitely a resident expert, but Brian, you had a great season. And
yeah, thanks very much. I think I had pole in each race, but just couldn't convert them all into wins. Derek was so consistent.
How much did Steve Young pressure you?
Yeah, he was getting real close in that second stint. I was thinking about letting him pass and just thinking about the championship, but I just kept on at my own pace, and eventually Steve dropped off a little bit.
He seemed to have, Derek, you can comment on that too. He looked like he had a little bit later breaking points the whole time. He did a great job.
I see Steve's in the pre-race briefing now.
Oh, is he? Okay. Oh, bring him in. I'll bring him in. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
We missed you. So we were just chatting with you. I was just making a point that it looked from the screen that you had a little bit later breaking points than these two guys today. Did you find that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, but I was having more problems in the Schumacher S's. I was just not consistent. One time I'd go through there good, the next time I would be all messed up.
And Derek, that's where you made your slight mistake, right?
Yeah, got on the grab a little bit.
Now it would have been interesting to see if Steve could have got by you. We know how good you are with defensive driving. So anyway, it was a great race, guys, and
enjoyed it.
And Steve, you made it a great broadcast for us because you maintained pace with everybody. And Brian, great champion.
Kind of depressing that you just jump in and drive the pants out of most of us. So that was great that you did that. So we get some, course on track.
Do you drive?
Ben Chaya spun on the first lap and he gave up on it.
Yeah, we caught that. Steve, do you drive the Cup car much?
No, I haven't driven it since the last time I was in this championship in eSeniors. I haven't touched it.
Oh wow! Just goes to show
It's
you.
even worse.
Just goes to show you, driving is driving, right?
Yeah.
I was making big changes every time I was coming into pits. You know, when we were doing the practice and then the qualifying, I was coming in, changing things pretty dramatically every time, and it was always getting better and better and better.
Oh, good,
So
good.
it was, you know, just working. And you know, like I said, driving like Derek and Brian are so good at driving as far as just knowing what to do and be consistent, and that's where they were really getting me today.
Derek, you went in a bit early for your pit stop. Did you change any strategy there? I thought maybe you might have had some issues with your tire
I
pressures.
just went in just to give me leg a bit of a rest. That was all.
Oh, okay. I
Just
wondered.
rest a bit, but I hadn't set my tyres right either. I didn't set them to current pressure, so when I come out, there was low on the
They were low,
left-hand
huh?
side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was a fun race. It was a fun race. Good season.
Yeah,
And
I enjoyed it.
don't
It's
forget.
definitely fun.
Yeah. Don't forget to stay on tomorrow afternoon for the reveal of the tracks, right, Krister?
Yeah, we're gonna do a little
yeah,
spin the wheel to decide on the tracks, and probably that's also gonna determine the track order. We're gonna have some classic tracks that we already decided, and then draw the rest out of the hat. So
How many are going to be up for grabs? And there's 10
it's
race.
gonna be six.
Six
I think
out of 10.
We decided the classic track's gonna be Imola, Spa, Silverstone, and Barcelona.
And then the rest will be up for grabs. So
Yes.
we'll probably get an English track here and there, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe get Circuit of the Americas.
You know, we should possibly reserve a spot if. No, we're not going to do. No, we're not going to do a Nordschleifer. That's for sure. That's a new track we're hoping to get,
that's a
right?
little early.
That's a little early for that. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for the race and thanks for the season. And
Yeah, thank you guys.
we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thanks, Mike.
All right.
Yeah, well done, Brian. Well done, Brian.
Cheers, Derek. Thank you. Thanks for the race.
Yeah.
Cheers, Steve. Thanks for racing.
Yeah, well done,
my God.
Steve.
Bye bye.